Hey guys, it's Chandra, and I wanted to show you how I made this purse mini album. And I still haven't figured out handles. For right now, I have this ribbon. It's like a wire ribbon, and it has the blue that matches, and it has brown in it. So I just use that for right now, and I stuck a bow on it. I think it looks hideous, so I'm not going to leave it like that, but I will figure out something else later. Now, the chipboard cover for this is really simple to make, and the top is 10 inches across and the bottom is 7 inches. So I just took a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock, measured out 7 inches, found the center of it, drew a line up to make the center here, and then 5 inches and 5 inches across, and that's how I made the cover. So again, it's 10 inches on the top and 7 on the bottom. The spine is 3 inches, and I did the weird hinge thing. This is the Metropolitan Girl paper by Cardabella that I used for this album, and over here I just have a simple flip, like waterfall style pocket, and I haven't embellished it yet. I still have these chipboard elements, and everything that is decorated in here is just with the paper collection. It has some cut aparts from the collection, and so I used one of these packs so far on this album, and then I used some cardstock that kind of matched that I got, Color Box I think it is, and some of it's close to my heart. I don't know if I have any Stampin' Up! Paper in here. I might, but I'm not sure. So there are 6 pages in here. This album is actually 6 by 6, and then I have this flap here. When you open it up, it's got this little pocket that's like, really, you're gonna stick a photo on it? You're not, but whatever. And this flips open, and then the page flips over, and you have a pocket here. So there is no page tag like normal. There's nothing coming out of the side. Because the way this binding is, it doesn't require that to make the binding. I fussy cut some of the stuff out, put it on there, and right now that's all, like I said, the decorations that I have on there is just from the paper collection. So you're going to need a sheet that measures 11 by 6, 2 pieces that measure 2 by 1 piece that measures 6.5 by 6, one that is 5 3/4 by 6, and one that is 3 by 7. This is per page. And so I used 3 sheets of cardstock of 8.5 by 11 cardstock to cut all these elements for each group of pages. So the first piece is the 6 by 11. We're going to stick it in so the 11-inch side is at the top, and you're going to score at 1/2 inch. And then you're going to score at 6.5, and then you're going to score at 9 1/8, which is the first line after the 9. And again, you want to use cardstock. I use Recollection cardstock. This is just typing paper, so I don't waste my cardstock. The second one that we're going to be scoring is this. Is the 6.5 by 6. You're going to stick it in so that the 6.5 inch side is across the top, and you're going to score at 1/2 inch. The next piece is the 5 3/4 by 6. You're going to stick it in so that the 5 3/4 inch side is at the top, and you're going to score at 1/2 inch. Now you'll have a piece that measures 3 by 7. You're going to stick it in so the 7-inch side is at the top, and you're going to score at 1/2 inch. And at 6.5, rotate it once and score at 1/2 inch. And this is going to be the pocket. Now you have those 2 little pieces that were 2 by 1. This is what's going to create a pocket on the flap of the main page. So you're just going to score those in half on the 1-inch side. So I'm going to stick it in there on the 1-inch side, and I'm going to score at 1/2 inch. I'm going to do that to both of those. And that is all the scoring per page. So this right here, the 6 by 11 piece, is the base page, the main page. This 1/2 inch flap over here is what you're going to use to attach your pages to the binding. So I'm just going to fold, and again, you want to use cardstock. And I'm folding this, the second fold mark, the one that we did at 6.5. I'm folding that over. I'm just reinforcing my folds. And then this little flap here, I'm folding it back. and this is the base page. So you're going to attach your adhesive to this flap and then stick it down, and then the next page that you make, you'll stick it right here, right next to it. You're not overlapping anything. So I'm going to be using these two pieces that were 2 by 1. I'm going to fold. And when you're creating your albums, you want to use score tape, double-sided tape. You can use wet glue. You don't want to use ATG. I'm only using ATG for demonstration purposes. It's sticky. And so I'm applying the adhesive to this 1-inch strip on the same side, but both sides of the hinge. I'm going to fold it, and I'm going to cut from this corner at an angle down to that point. So you can come up from the folded edge and come out if you want. So it looks like this. And this folded edge right here is what we're going to stick on this little piece here. So I'm going to fold this out. This is a 1/2 inch flap that you attach, and this is the little piece, I think it's 2 inches. And so you want to stick that flap there, and that is going to create a pocket. So again, I'm taking this piece, I'm folding it, and here's the folded edge. Right here's the corner, and I'm cutting up and to the center, kind of. Okay, just like we miter corners. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to line this folded edge up with the cut edge of the paper on this 2-inch strip here. And I did not do a good job lining this up, so I'm going to just chop that off a little bit. And now I'm going to fold this over. I'm going to line up the folded edges here. And that creates that little pocket. If you prefer the pocket on the inside, you can flip it over instead of flipping it on this side. And so that is that page. So then what I did was I stuck a pocket here. So this is the 6 by 6.5, and I scored it a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to fold on my score mark, and I think I have to look now. It's been so long since I made this album. Yeah, just making sure. So then you have this 1/2 inch flap here, and I'm going to miter the corners on both sides, just so that when you mat, it covers it better. Here is my base page, and here is the 1/2 inch. You can kind of see there. Now I'm going to stick adhesive on this 1/2 inch flap while it is extended. Now I'm going to fold it down, and we have this folded line from the paper. I'm going to line this folded line just on the right side of this score mark here, because we don't want to put it on the score mark or else it's not going to fold right. And then fold this over. If you get a little overhang, because it's exactly the same size, fold your pocket back on itself, and you can see that this is sticking over just a little bit. You can take your X-Acto knife and just trim off that edge. Probably should cut it just a smidgen smaller than 6.5 inches, but so now this will fold nicely. So when you flip this over on the back, there's a pocket on the bottom, and that's where the 3 by 7 inch piece comes in. So now I'm going to fold on my score marks, and we're going to make a pocket. You want your folds to be straight so that your pocket's not crooked. When you fold those, it creates a square on the bottom there. We're going to cut that square out. Let me get rid of this stuff here. So I'm going to come up at an angle to the point, and I'm going to cut on both sides. And that's cutting out that little piece. And we're going to do that on both sides. Now I'm going to apply adhesive on these 1/2 inch flaps. Now I'm going to fold all these flaps in, and I'm going to line up this folded edge with the folded edge of the paper here. And I'm going to line it up against the bottom as well. You want it to be straight. Although we all know everything I do is crooked. So there you go. So now you have the 5 3/4 by 6. So I'm going to fold on my 1/2 inch flap. And what I did on mine was I used this scalloped border punch on the bottom. So I punched that first. I'm going to miter the corners again on that 1/2 inch flap. I'm going to apply adhesive to the 1/2 inch flap. I'm going to bring that back down, and I'm going to line up this folded edge with the top of the page here. And that is the base page. So you'll want to make 6 of these and then attach them one by one in your album. So you would apply adhesive here and attach it, draw a line so that you get it straight and attach it, and then the next piece would go right next to it. Okay, so that is the purse album. I will quickly show you how I did the... Okay. So to make, oh, my camera's crooked. Didn't even know that. To make the covers, what I first did was I took my 12 by 12 sheet of chipboard and I measured 7 inches across the bottom. And so I did it by finding the center. Obviously my ruler is 12 inches. This page is 12 inches. Center would be 6. So I made a line 6 inches and then I went over 3.5 off of each side of that line. So 1, 2, 3.5. 2, 3.5, and so that's 7 inches. Now my album cover here, from the center to the bottom, is 7 3/4 inches. So now I want to measure 7 3/4 inches from the center. So I'm going from the center and I'm lining up and I'm going to make a mark up here. If you had a T-ruler, that would be great because you want it to be straight. Okay. So there's my 7 inches at the bottom and I have a long line across the top. So I'm going to find the center again and I'm going to just bring that line up so I have a point there. And I'm going to measure 5 inches over because the top is 10 inches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 1 inch from each side. So we have those marks there. Let's see if you can zoom in here so you can see them better. There we go. Go up a little bit. So down here is the center, and then these 2 tick marks equals 7 inches. And then we have the center here, and these 2 tick marks equals 10 inches because it's 10 inches at the top, 7 inches at the bottom, and it's 7 3/4 inches tall. So that's what this line here is. So then what you want to do is find the edge of that 10 inches and line it up with the edge of the 7 inches at the bottom and come down. And that is how I made this. So then I would cut out 2 of these. And the spine is 7 by 3. So I just cut out from the scrap left at the top 7 by 3. And that's how I made the cover. It's very simple. Thanks for watching, guys.